showing off humidors and everything else.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Hold up. Yeah. We live. Hold on. I got to pull up the chat.
Well, since we're live,
Live.
tell you guys about an app you guys need to download. It's called Newsbreak. You
Oh, there we
type
go.
in,
Yeah.
Newsbreak, and it gets your local news items of the day for wherever you live. Dude, I know Florida's crazy, but damn, this news app really.
Hey, did that news? Did that
all
news
the
app?
breaking, all the weird shit happens in Florida, right?
Hey,
Man,
hey, wait a minute. Did that news app break the news that Microsoft and Sony are best friends or not?
That's it, man.
Nah, it didn't break that.
Got him.
It didn't break that news.
That's it.
We have the right to unpack. You know, we have a lot to unpack, but
Man, so much.
Yeah.
I apologize for the delay. I was trying my best to get the show started by 9:05, but as I always say, PC sucks. Apparently, I had like some sort of quirky error taking place.
We are not tolerating that slander today. Smooth.
Yeah, it's not happening, Chief.
No, Chief, you guys, I feel for you guys. Like,
Hey, I'm just letting you know.
What do you
Frog
think,
is gonna. Frog is joining the Dark Allegiance in the next generation. Okay.
Hey,
Jez already joined the Allegiance. Meds.
Jez is joining the Allegiance. Jez is bitter. That's the reason why he's on PC. He's freaking bitter.
I'm a bitter PC owner. I'll tell you.
Smooth. They say your mic is low.
Mic is low.
Hold
Hold on. All right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Smooth's right.
You know,
Is that better? Hold on. Let me see.
You are trying to fight. You are trying to fight that fight in that final frontier, bro. Come on, bro. You got a 980 Ti, bro. Put it to work.
Yeah, that shit is acting like a fucking 450 right now. That shit's trash.
Smooth is that last guy still rocking HD DVD talking about Blu-ray's trash.
You know what's crazy? Like I'm happy I didn't.
So many of them.
I'm so happy I didn't like jump on like the HD bandwagon as far as the DVDs, because the thing is I never bought the addition to the Xbox 360 when that thing came out, and I never really
I didn't either.
I never bought a Blu-ray player.
Bought it all.
I would know, because the thing is, because shortly after they started introducing like digital rentals and stuff like that, and so I never really bought like physical media as far as movies.
I threw it out. I bought it all because also too I was like I got the the King Kong.
Oh yeah.
The King Kong movie.
It was exclusive.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
They had a handful of exclusives, dude.
movie too.
Yeah, I bought that one. I bought Matrix. I bought a whole bunch of HD DVDs because they were the only ones at the time that were also shipping DVDs with like combo discs, basically. Yeah. Blu-ray was just doing Blu-ray, but yeah. Oh, I got suckered into that deal. I bought it all and threw it all out. I threw it all out last year. I think I just put it in the garbage.
Hey, I remember you were going through like a closet full of old Xbox shit.
Hey,
yes, I threw it all out.
To Jamia Dixon in the chat with that 2080 Ti. I see you.
Shalom.
Oh.
Cop that 2080
Brag about your
Ti.
2080 Ti and get timed out, cuz.
Ooh.
Because I'm jelly. I'm a hater. So
You're that guy.
Bro,
He's like, I'm that guy.
I'm hating.
Hey, I don't need next gen. Next gen's already here. If you got a 2080 Ti.
I really hope. I mean, I know there's a lot of
Smooth
stuff
is gone.
But look, I really hope we talk about
literally
these damn websites and their really this ridiculous way they review games. The last couple of games that have come out have been just really just reviewed poorly to me. I don't know.
You know what?
Are you damage controller for Days Gone?
No, I'm not damaged.
No, I think no. These
the last couple of games that come out that I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed Days Gone. I'm freaking enjoying Rage 2. I'm enjoying that game, and I'm just looking at these scores, and I'm like, I don't even care.
Wait, you like Rage 2?
I love it,
bro. I played like 3 hours of it. I hate it.
60 frames.
Now you can't refund it.
I'm tired of
that. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm really enjoying it. If it wasn't, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm playing on PS4 Pro, and if I honestly can say that the frame rate is pretty much locked 60 and the resolution is 1080p. I can just imagine people that can play that game in 4K 60 on their PC. Granted, they probably have a pretty badass rig, but the game is so. I'm just having fun. There's a lot of stuff you see in games, and I'm kind of the guy. I guess I'll go into a game and I'll go through the lore and I'll read every little tablet. I'm that guy, and when I hear some reviewers say, "Oh, this story it doesn't really tell you anything," I'm like, "Damn, did you really read the lore of the game, and did you really do your due diligence? I don't know. Some of these reviewers, I don't trust. I don't trust the IGN. I don't trust
Rage 2 runs on Vulkan, right?
Yeah, it does on PC by default. Yeah.
So that means on PC it must run good.
It does run good. It's well optimized. Yeah.
All right.
Apex, it kind of made me realize like that Apex, the open world Apex engine. I really kind of wish I'm kind of happy they didn't go to ITech. I kind of wish that Days Gone had used the Apex engine. That engine scales so well with open world games. Like it does such a good job in open world games, and I'm just like, come on, a 69, I saw one reviewer that gave it like a 4 out of 5, and I was a 4 out of 10. I was like, get the hell out of here! Like when I see people giving games 4s and 5s, I'm like, dude, that's a broken game.
Damn, Sea of Thieves scored higher, fam. There you go.
Shout out to the people at Rare.
Where's Smooth? He's just talking noise in the background.
Smooth is back. You wanna
yes.
introduce the show?
All right, dude. So I can't. I made a few changes since we last spoke. Right. I remember the Sekiro stream. I stopped drinking alcohol since then. Right. So. Congrats to me.
Wait, you quit drinking alcohol?
I've heavily reduced it. My intake of alcohol. Right.
That's unfortunate to hear that because we had some great moments with you drinking Smooth.
And so now I'm drinking Dasani Sparkling. So
get that finger out.
If you want some better tasting water, other than that, I've been drinking stuff like that and a lot of coffee because I bought like a Keurig. Well, I earned a Keurig, right? And it makes lattes too, so I've been like saving money by not going to Dunkin' Donuts every morning. So, that's what I've been doing. As far as let me introduce the show and then I'll talk about as far as gaming shit. All right, welcome to Planet Xbox episode 83. I apologize we're here so late, but we're probably going to be here until about like 11:07 p.m. Eastern.
07 exactly.
We should be good to go for the next coming weeks, and obviously. We will be here. I think some of you will be here. I don't know for E3 when that shit takes place. So, welcome to Planet Xbox. I apologize that we've had we missed a couple weeks. I've been on like low key retirement, so that's why there's not really been content here on YouTube. But I plan to start putting stuff back up like frequently. Come June moving forward, but you can expect podcasts obviously today and then next week. So you guys talking about Days Gone and Rage of some of the games you guys been playing. I'm gonna be frank with you guys.
I'm enjoying it.
Days Gone has went right what Red Dead is to me.
Okay.
In the bushes?
In the bushes?
In the backlog that may never be explored again.
In the land of time forgot. I hear you.
They did an update on the HDR in that game.
The thing is, it's not even all right. The game graphic. I played it for like 2 hours or so. The game the game looks good. You know what I mean? It's like all right. I'm for some reason it's something whatever it is about it. Something's not clicking with me. And the thing is, and what I keep hearing of everybody being 30 hours in and 40 hours in, I was like, I don't want to spend 50 hours on a game like that. A game like Days Gone, I don't mind pushing 15 to 20 hours in. I don't want to play a game for 50 hours again. I don't. I'm just burnt the hell out. Like, I'll do that on Assassin's Creed in 2020. I'm not doing that shit. Like, I was like, I need a nice 8 to 10 hour game right now to play through. And then, like, that's why I'm contemplating Rage and whatnot. I started A Plague's Tale. That thing started off beautifully. So I'm probably going to finish that this week. And I might get Rage. But the thing is, I kind of want to see if Microsoft, get that thing in Game Pass. So that's why I don't want to buy it.
Hey, low key, I'm just watching Frog not knock like one shot after another down. You know that, right? I don't know if anybody's noticing that.
Fall out of his chair. He'd be hanging from that fan in the back.
Apparently, Frog is drinking for you, Smooth. Don't you worry.
Yeah, please.
I got you, Smooth.
Sleep well. So, grind my gears.
Oh, yes.
What have you been playing?
I've been doing Mortal Kombat 11. I've been playing through the story, almost done with that. I have like a couple more chapters left of that. Pretty good. I would say, it's a pretty good start. The game looks amazing. Like, I think the game looks absolutely amazing.
Quick question for you. Do you have to know how to fight to get through the story mode in Mortal Kombat?
No.
And actually all the guys that have similar moves, like it's always back forward or down back and back forward, and down forward and stuff like that. A lot of them have the same moves. Like you don't have to be like knowing combos on frame captures and all the other crap. Like it's
that's for the online.
Yeah, and actually, the online. I haven't done the online, but I did that. The story, it's all right. It's pretty decent. A lot of time kind of jumping around and just like this. You're fighting, not to spoil stuff, but you're different versions of people. Like they try to incorporate the old versions. But I'll tell you this, and I'm not going to say who they are, but the thing that grinds my gears about Mortal Kombat 11 is that there are characters that you fight in the story that are not controllable in, like, you don't play them as them.
Yes.
Okay.
You're probably gonna have to buy them.
Yeah.
And that's some bullshit. Like, if they basically say, like, oh, those guys that you fought against, they're going to be part of a DLC, that's crap, man.
Welcome to gaming in 2019.
Yeah, I know, it's some bullshit. It's
ridiculous.
And they were some of my like favorite characters, my go-to ones. And then the other thing that grinds my gears about Mortal Kombat 11 is that they had characters that they had as DLC in 10, such as, I don't even know her name. Well, they didn't even flesh her out, but like they had the girl that was like a Scorpion version, like she was a Scorpion
talking about
version.
Scarlet or Devore?
No, not Devore. Those two, Devore's back. Scarlet is in there, but there was a girl that had a yellow outfit, and she was DLC. And there was also a guy named Tremor. I think I remember Tremor. He was like an Earth guy, like an earthquake guy. And then they also had who else did they have? They had Triborg. He was another one. He had Sector, Cyborg, all into one. I'm like, there were characters that they had in the other games that they didn't even put them in the friggin' new one. Tanya.
Time out. I'm sorry. Yo, Merc, somebody said.
What somebody say now?
Somebody said on Mixer, they said. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, snap.
What they say on Mixer? People are on Mixer?
Yeah,
I was about to ask.
He got on Mixer.
No, I'm sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying. I didn't want to laugh, but he said the fuck. He said the fuck this Jonah Hill looking ass in the middle.
Oh, hey man, that's the Cuban Jonah Hill, all right?
I'm sorry. When I see that shit, I was like, what?
Those toxic Mixer viewers.
Yo, I gotta stop.
See, that's why people don't fuck with y'all, Mixer. Get out of here.
Hey.
Anyway,
Cut Mixer off your restream, Smooth. Cut Mixer off your restream, Smooth.
All right, go on, Jez.
So anyway, yeah. So a couple of characters not in the game that I'm like from 10 that they put them as DLC, didn't put them in this one. So a little pissed off about the roster and the microtransactions. You know what? Fuck them all. All the amulet that's like 15% hit points. What the fuck is going on? I just want to play the goddamn game. Yeah, forget about all that shit, that loot and all that other crap. That's some bullshit. But otherwise, the game is good. I like the game. But just the fighting and the fatalities and all the other stuff, awesome. Brutalities, I like how they incorporate the X-rays. And then I've been doing Days Gone. About like I think 9 hours into it. The story's picking up. I opened up the third camp, and I like the way they do the story. Like I'm invested in the story. I think it's kind of interesting, even though I kind of know where it's going to go, like any typical zombie game. But
you said you're at the third camp.
Yeah, is that still far away?
No, you haven't even scratched it. You said
I've been doing a lot of the
Let me tell you something. I thought I knew where it was gonna go. No.
Okay. Well, that's.
And I'm maybe 50-60% through it, and it's yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and I gave my summary on the last show. It was like 3 weeks ago, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like it. And then what else have I been playing? I tried Attack on Titan 2. No, I had it in the plastic. I opened it up, and
Are you a fan of the anime?
I pulled the no, but I wanted to try it because it looked like a crazy combat.
What game?
The thing is, I bought that game, Attack on Titan 2. I know they're having a big like DLC to it. But you know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. I fell into the trap because I beat Shadow of the Colossus, and I was in the mode of like scaling, fighting big things. And I was like, Attack on Titan 2.
You know what game you should have got?
Which one?
It's called shit.
You're talking about Plague Tale, right?
No. He said
that arcade game.
No, it's this game that me and Addict was playing. It started with a I think it's called Evolve or E.
Yes, Evolution.
Evolution. That shit was
trash.
trash.
That one.
shit
I played
was
that
trash.
at PAX though, and I knew that was
I
trash.
got that game for $5 on the PlayStation. So
That
I was
shit
like,
was trash.
oh my god, the game is bad.
Hold on, let me get a shout out. Let me get a
Good.
Let me get a shout
But,
out to Titanfall Princess for $2. She said, "Sup, Smooths. I see you, meds." And then a dude from Mixer said, "A frog looked like Triple X Temptations."
Hey man, they're both from Florida. I don't know.
Oh shit! Oh shit! No shit!
I guess I'm the older version. I don't even know that guy's music or anything.
Yeah, I pulled the meds with Attack on Titan 2. I put it in. It installed longer than I played it.
You know,
I thought you were gonna say you stole it.
you know what
No,
game?
I installed longer than I played it.
You know what game I'm tempted to buy?
Sorry.
It's on sale
You
on
like
Xbox. It's like $20 off, and it was One Piece World Seeker.
You were looking forward to that game. I
was.
When it was coming out.
And then the fucking reviews trashed it.
I can't get into
Yeah,
games
got
like
those
that
fucking
anymore.
reviews, man.
I can't get into games like that anymore. If I haven't been following for a long time, like it's really hard for me to get into like the One Piece and the Naruto's, and I just can't get into games like that anymore. Not like I used to.
Yeah.
I think
I love Attack on Titan though, but yeah, if you're not a big fan of those shows, you're not gonna really fuck with those games.
Yeah, but it's a cool concept. Like I like my cousin told me the whole story about it, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then when I got into it, I'm like, not.
It's a great
I
show.
wasn't feeling it. Yeah, I know.
All right, Meds, what are you playing?
Oh well. Listen, since we've been off the podcast for 3.5 years, I've played a lot of games. So I'm gonna run down a couple of
You
them.
pre-ordered the Anaconda already? It's amazing. It's been so
The Anaconda's right here on my desk,
oh shit! It released.
just like you. But
It released.
okay, so I finished Celeste. Fantastic. Merc, shut your mouth. I finished Celeste. It was amazing. I did play that on Xbox.
The fact that you finished
and-
it, I have respect for you. That game is hard.
Dude,
It is a hard game, and I got a bunch of the strawberries. There's
Hey.
175 of them. I didn't get all 175, but I got like 118. No assist mode, because a lot of guys out there got all of them using
I don't
assist
use
mode.
hey, the only assist mode I got is I uninstalled that game.
Somebody mute Merc.
Uninstalled that.
Oh shit!
So yeah, so I got 118 of them. No
Xbox.
assists. Great
Hey.
game. I loved it.
You
I
should
can relate to the
refund
main.
it.
Shut up, Merc. I can relate to the main character because she suffers through some mental issues, and also she likes to drink a lot. That's me.
Yes.
So, great game. And then after that, I started Katana Zero on PC. Incredible game, amazing game. Honestly, you can only play it on Nintendo Switch and PC right now. But if you have a PC
That's looking Celeste-ish.
no, it's
Just letting
incredible.
you know.
Merc, shut up. Anyway, so yeah, Katana Zero, fantastic. I highly recommend it. 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, and honestly, besides that, I just been playing on PC. I've been playing Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, and at the same time, I know. And also on Xbox, I actually started for the first time playing Gears Judgment, and that game gets a lot of hate. But you know what? I like the changes that they made to the formula.
Are you playing the campaign or the multiplayer?
I'm playing the campaign.
All right, that's fine. The campaign's fine.
I'm really enjoying the campaign. I like the modifier. This is an old ass game, but I like the modifiers that you can do to make the missions harder, and I like the way that it feels arcadey. Like it's a really fun game. I'm actually playing
They
co-op
changed the
with my brother.
controls on that one.
They did change it. I don't like that, but you know what? Sometimes change is good. I did like the game. I'm enjoying the game. I'm playing through it co-op with my brother, and I'm having a great time.
Pissed me
what I'm
off
playing
about
right
Judgment. No, it pissed me off about Judgment. You know what made me quit Judgment? It's really petty. It's very, very petty of why I stopped that game. I went on a rant. This was before Twitter was prevalent. I was looking for People Can Fly on Twitter, and I couldn't because I wanted to cuss them out. If you notice, in Gears Judgment, I don't know if they patched it in, but what made me quit that game is that I couldn't stick grenades.
You can't stick grenades.
Not in multiplayer. You cannot stick grenades.
Can't stick them.
You can't stick them. That shit, you don't understand how much of a fucking
bullshit.
you don't know how much of a fucking like assist that was throughout the first 3 Gears just for Judgment to come out and I can't use it. And I was getting my ass tore up in Gears, and I couldn't get no kills, dude. I had to literally practice throwing grenades. I couldn't stick them anymore.
Oh, they ruined the controls on that, man.
But I own it, but I just haven't played it because I haven't beat part 3.
I beat it on the. Actually,
You don't need to
I
beat 3 to
not
play
beat it on
Judgment.
the 360. I beat it
know,
on.
but
It's a prequel. It's a prequel. Yeah.
I'm just one of those guys. Like I'm like, man, if I'm right at the end of 3, and I just like
You said video 3 was epic, dude.
I
Yeah,
love
3 was
Gears of War
epic.
3.
That campaign was lit. It was 4 players. I just remember it starting out. Everybody's on like this. I don't want to call it like plantation. It was like a boat, a plantation. Like everybody's like settling down and shit. You got Dom growing plants and shit. It was just like a good like feel. Like I don't know, but I remember
you
like
fought a Brumac like
several times. You fought
crazy.
You know why they did that? Because people were still upset that you didn't fight one in Gears 1.
Yeah.
Behind the wall.
It just brings that shit up in every
Exactly. I bring it up all the time. How Gears evolved. It was pretty crazy.
Yo, I got one more thing that I've been playing before I pass it over to the next man. But yeah, Gears Judgment, loving it. I've been playing all the Gears games this year. I never played them until this year, actually. I love them all, actually. I love them all. But yeah, the last game I've been playing is Rage 2. Shout out to the Pirate Bay. Rage 2 is not very good, in my opinion. If you're enjoying it, more power to you. However, the reason I don't like it is because it feels like Doom, except way worse. And here's why. The action feels Doomish, which I think is a good thing. But there's too much time in between the action. And that time in between the action is boring as fuck. And that's why the game is bad, in my opinion.
The thing about Rage, from what I can see, is it's a clash between Doom and Just Cause. And what you get is a first-person Mad Max.
Yeah, and it sucks. And honestly, it's open world for no reason. The open world has nothing in it. It's boring. There's no people in the open world. It's open world literally just for the sake of being open world.
That was the same with the first one.
Yeah. Well, it's suffering the same flaws. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Somebody said they beat it for 4 guns. I want to see. That's the thing. How long does it take to beat the game?
I'm hearing 12 to 15.
See, that's what I can do. If it's entertaining enough to keep me for 12 to 15 hours, I can do that. I don't want to play a game for 50 hours again. Rage 2.
You can beat it in 10 hours.
All right, that should need to hurry up and go to Game Pass.
But see, I'm one of those guys, like, I got to get every little thing in the world, so it's going to take me like 30 hours, 40 hours to beat it. I love collectathon kind of.
Chances are, I might actually go back to freaking Assassin's Creed, because I didn't realize they added more than I expected them to add, and I forgot I have the season like pass on that. So there's like 3 like single player, well, obviously the whole game single player, but story based content they haven't touched yet. So I want to give that a try.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
They just did an update to Just Cause 4. I know that's in Game Pass. Now you can destroy the train tracks and blow up all that stuff. And,
really?
Yeah, I like Just Cause 4. It's pretty good. I'm waiting for that DLC comes out.
Did you finish the game?
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
Oh, probably about like 15 hours, I would say.
Okay. Do you have to rely on that stupid? Because I know in Just Cause 3, I kept having.
No, it's not the same.
That tether shit.
Oh yeah, you gotta do the tether shit, but the way the missions are totally different than Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 sucked because you had to like liberate the whole area with all little mini destruction missions before you could like do the missions. They're cut off in sections, and there's like one big mission in each section, and once you do that, you could liberate the area. It's liberated, and then you move your army almost like on a big meta map. I liked it. It was much better than 3, But yeah, it's a fun game. Like it's fun just to destroy everything and not care. Like the story is all right, but using the weather and stuff is pretty cool. The random weather events, and then you can control it, and then you get the weather guns. Shoot a bunch of like lightning gun, and then all of a sudden you could call in like a lightning storm, like in an area.
Oh, so that's how tornadoes occur in that game?
They're random. And then they'll just like rip through a city. But then you'll get like a certain area might have the tornado machine in it, and then basically you could just have tornadoes just generate there. There's one mission where you actually control the tornado by moving fans around. Like it's pretty crazy. Like by throwing the fans around, blowing them up. You blow up everything.
Gotcha.
It's awesome. I like it. It's pretty good. It's in Game Pass.
Yeah, that's the reason why I downloaded it. I just didn't play it yet.
You should try it.
Yeah. Speaking of Game Pass, I know they're adding another 6 games to it.
Yeah,
before the month is up. Let's see. Let's go talk about those right quick. All right, so the games that are being added are Outer Wilds, which I haven't quite understood what that game is.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it wasn't a free game, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's not. It's
I
not
don't
out
take a
yet.
peek at it. What is it?
Or I may be thinking Outer Worlds or something. There's some game.
Outer Worlds is the one that
Obsidian's doing. That's
Obsidian's
the Fallout.
Okay,
the Fallout 76
Outer-
should have been. That's what they're saying.
Is the Outer Wilds? Is that the game? There's a guy on the front of the cover. He's has a gun, a pistol in his hand.
No, it's a guy with a guitar. No, the guy at a campfire.
I keep thinking that.
I think it's one of those survival games. What is it?
Yeah. Then there's Void Bastards. That's that cartoon.
I tried that at
shooter.
PAX.
Is it good?
It's the aesthetics look cool, but it's not what you think it is. They show that first person shooter thing, but it's more of a survival collectathon where you are going to different you go to different space stations on a big galaxy map, and then you just kind of kill a bunch of enemies and just kind of raid it to survive and get gasoline for your it's one of those survival games. It's not a I thought it was gonna be. It looks awesome though. It's like a real comic book. It looks like a comic book.
I don't want to manage shit though.
But again, I only played 15 minutes of it at PAX.
There's the Banner Saga, and then there's Metal Gear Survive, which is
That's trash upon trash.
Oh.
And there's
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, which I didn't like that, and I don't like Friday the 13th, so
I didn't dig that either.
Yeah, I downloaded the DLC of all the characters.
I'd rather play that than friggin' Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah. I think they're adding.
Survive's a bad game though.
I think they paid Konami a whole get that game on Game Pass.
Oh my god!
The cool thing with Dead by Daylight though is that they added Freddy. They got the guy from Saw. They're gonna add now I think Scream, basically. So they do have different themed DLCs that kind of turn it into all those 80s movies, 90s movies. Pretty cool. And Halloween too, but the graphics don't look that good. It's not. It's
No, the graphics are bad.
It's rough. Yeah, it's rough.
What's the
Animations
next-
are bad too.
What's the next game they're adding?
Banner
they got?
Saga
Gang of games,
2
honestly.
and Super Hot.
Great game.
Super Hot's good, but Super Hot VR is even better.
I tried Super Hot. I thought that shit was trash.
Oh,
Play it in VR. It's incredible.
Super Hot's like Hotline Miami, right? It's a similar game.
No.
I wouldn't say that.
It's
First
nonsense.
person puzzle shooter.
You kind of walk in there and just shoot everybody in the room, but it's not like Hotline.
Yeah,
Miami.
you move and they move. It's weird.
Okay,
It's the
I got
weirdest
The
shit.
best way to play that game is in VR.
Yes, it's incredible because you're
It's in VR.
Neo. You're
Yeah.
like this, and you don't want to move, and you grab the gun.
Right.
It's freaking cool in VR.
It's
Time
awesome in
moves
VR.
when you move.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know you guys are talking about games in the bushes, and I just want to. I got a game now. This game has to go in the bushes. I don't understand this game and I think it's because I'm playing it so late. I really didn't get to it. This needs to go in the bushes. This game needs to go in the freaking bushes.
What game is that?
That Kingdom Hearts. The Kingdom Hearts story.
Bro, of course it's
Wait,
in the
is that-
bushes.
is that-
Of course it's in the bushes.
1 and 2. Which one's that?
No,
one?
it's
What,
it's all of
Astray?
them. It's like
all the way.
it's
Oh, it's all
the way.
all of them.
Oh
It's all of them.
shit! I still got mine in the plastic.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, yo, Frog, do me a big old favor.
Hey, burn it live on stream, bro.
I will cash app you the money. Break that disc on stream right now.
I want to. But
I'll pay you. I'll send you the money right now.
Here's the thing. I want to, but this game is unfortunately on disc. I don't know why. This thing is worth some money.
Oh, it's worth money?
It's worth money because you can't find it on disc.
Oh, wow.
They don't.
What is that, the story so far?
The story so far. It's this game.
Get rid of it, bro.
What'd you get with the console, or you just bought it?
No, I saw a guy. As you know, I don't go.
Oh,
to
fell for truck.
No, I don't go to games. I saw a guy and he was trading this in. I was like, hey, what is that? And he's like, Kingdom Hearts. He's like, he's trading in his he was upgrading his a pro. And I was like, well, I'll buy that off you because I was like, I've never played it. He was like, how much you want it? He's like, I don't know, like $15. I was like, cool, okay. Gave him $15 for it. and I got home and I was like, you know what? I kind of think that I have Kingdom Hearts 3, and I think the game looks cool and it plays fun. These old Kingdom Hearts, they're trash.
They are.
Yeah,
like,
I couldn't get into it at all.
They got to redo the whole system. Like, playing this game on a PS4, it just doesn't translate well. It's like, this game is
aged poorly.
I stopped at that Woogie Boogie flying area. I'm like, what the hell is this 20-minute flying thing? I was done.
Especially
I stopped at part one. It was past Tarzan. It was like I was in Alice in Wonderland or something like that. It was just, the game was I was like, this story is confusing. It's trash. The controls are horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the controls are horrible. And I just put it down. But apparently, I would break this. But this game is apparently it's worth some money because they don't print it anymore.
Says it's $20 on Amazon. Man, you almost made him throw $20 in the trash.
I was gonna send him the $20.
You didn't know it was $20 when you told him to break it.
Hey man, this game could have been $100. I'll still give it to him.
Frog, you did that transaction at GameStop. GameStop did not interfere at all with your transaction.
They don't do that, bro. They don't care. I used to work.
I've heard they tell them to go outside.
Nah, bro. I used to work at GameStop, and people would come in with trade-ins, and I would tell them, bro, the store will give you $10. I'll give you 12. Just meet me outside later, bro. I bought so many games that way.
It's under the table.
When we leave the store, I'll just give you the money.
Yeah, I did that almost every day.
No, but I heard GameStop guys like if you try to make that transaction in front of them, they're like, go outside.
No.
The bosses.
I talked to the guy as me standing in line because if the guys see you in the store, they're gonna tell you to get out. Yeah,
I did that at Best Buy. That's how I sold my PlayStation 3. The guy's like, I'll give you $100 right here, and I was like, here you go.
I mean, was it worth the $15? I guess so, but damn, man, like they didn't age well. They should have redid all of these games. Like
play part two.
I probably should. I only played
it aged better than part 1.
Because part 3, I think is fun. I really think part 3.
Yeah, I haven't played part 3 yet.
Damn, like
I dibbled and dabbed into it, but
the music is awesome, but the game mechanics. It's bad. It's like, damn, what were they thinking? I'm jumping with the triangle button.
Bro, it's 2001.
Trash. Yeah, it's trash.
Just a minute.
Who jumps with the triangle button anymore? That's like clicking in the stick to freaking zoom in instead of using the freaking, left trigger.
I still play that way in Halo. Screw you.
Oh, my God.
You jump with triangle?
No. In Halo, I changed it so you zoom in with the right stick.
Wow.
I'm used to it.
Really?
That's how it started.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but there's no wait. With Halo,
all of them. I change all the Halos to play that way.
I respect that, but I can't do it, man. I gotta play Boxer.
Not since they added aim down sights. You can't do that.
No, I still play Halo 5 just like that.
What?
Yeah, you can change.
Because you can change to classic controllers.
No, why would you aim down sights? Is like before they did aim down sights, I used the stick, but after that, I used.
Oh hell no! I gotta play Boxer.
I can't even get my muscle memory to go with that anymore.
I can't. I'm used to call all the shooters. Yeah.
Can't do it.
No way.
The thing is, as soon as I see that assault rifle, I think right stick, man.
Yeah.
Damn. Shoot. I guess I'm weird too because I play inverted. So.
I play inverted.
That's crazy.
I'm inverted too.
That shit makes me throw up because it just doesn't seem right.
Man, I mess up so many games at PAX.
Dude, I've been to like places where I play like demos, and I'm like, how the hell? And they're like, you can't play a game. I'm like, hold on, let me see if this. Oh, it's inverted. And then the next person gets on the sticks. They're like, what the hell is this bullshit?
I do it all the time. I take it.
Frog's that guy.
I tell my story all the time. I remember when I crashed the game because I was like, the guy was trying to demo it, and I was like, I'm inverted, and he hit the button and it crashed a whole bunch of systems. Like, I was like, sorry, man. He's like, oh, we found the bug, and the whole line was pissed off because I had to do inverted.
I have a friend.
That was like the first PAX.
Not only does she play inverted, she plays southpaw.
Oh shit!
Oh my god,
that's
weird.
Stupid. That is dumb.
Yeah.
I play it with like a guy's if there's a stick in the back of the guy's head and you just pull it back.
Let me explain something. She's a dominant left-handed person, so she definitely plays southpaw. So she's dominant left-handed. It makes sense to her. And when she couldn't play a game that was southpaw, she would turn her control upside down and play like that because that's the only
I heard people do that. Yeah, I heard.
It was crazy. Yeah,
but see, Frogs, that's because we grew up with consoles. See, if you're a PC, you inverted is like doesn't even make
inverted
sense.
is whatever. Yeah, for me,
You can't because using a mouse, it's like you point
play
away with
inverted,
it.
man. It doesn't make sense to me if I don't play inverted.
I had an N64, and most of the games were like default inverted.
That's true.
Unless I'm mistaken, I could be wrong.
Like,
You're right.
I
Yeah.
remember.
No, that's
it being
true. That's
wrong.
why I didn't like it.
yeah.
That's
But
why I
after
like
Halo came out. After Halo came out, that inverted shit went out the window, bro.
No.
I can't play any shooter that's not inverted, man.
Yeah, everything.
It's not
Camera, everything. Third person,
Everything has to-
everything has to be
You
inverted.
shouldn't be
My
using a
camera
controller
has to be
anyway.
inverted.
Oh, get that.
Everything
that
has to
thing
be
out of
inverted
here.
for me.
That's to open up emails. What are you talking about?
When I go into a game,
Hey, bring your controller over to the PC. We'll see how far that gets you.
Oh, no.
All right, so let's just jump into a couple things. All right, so last Friday, Microsoft tweeted out its
We're freaks.
its partnership with Sony, and it's I guess agreement to explore uses of the cloud. This is going to be for like pretty much to take on like the future of gaming, which is this cloud streaming shit. And I guess Sony's been looking for partnerships to team up with so they can take advantage of the cloud solution, because obviously Gaikai ain't it. So we know Google's coming with it with Stadia, however you want to pronounce it. Amazon obviously is there with, I don't know what it's called, but it's AWS or some shit like that.
something like
Amazon Web Services.
Yeah, and then you have obviously what Microsoft been touting with Azure, and they're prepping their xCloud situation. So the news was just surprising. It started out with Satya Nadella tweeted out with the picture of him and what's that dude's name from Sony?
Something Yoshida.
Something Shikao.
Kei Yoshida.
That's always a safe option. Just go with that.
Yoshida.
His last name is definitely Yoshida.
Yoshida. And then Phil Spencer tweeted out. So it was just kind of came as a shock. And that led to so many things. And that stayed quiet. Obviously, I don't have any videos on it. But people immediately thought, oh, Xbox game's going to PlayStation. People thought PlayStation game's going to Xbox, and
crazy.
I mean, now to this day I still don't know what the hell it means for. But what I assume is that what they're exploring is a partnership where they help each other out in the cloud. Microsoft is going to provide Sony pretty much to power their services on Azure. That's it. Like
Correct.
fucking. That's the only thing I can think of. And I'm like, okay, cool. And people's just been like uptight. People say it was the end of the console war, whatever. I don't know. And then now you have and then Sony's, some of the people from Sony are talking a lot. Some of it's about PlayStation. We had the the PlayStation 5 load time demo, and then the CEO also coming out and saying console gaming is niche. And this is coming from the guy that has the most consoles sold currently in this current generation. So
He's smoking something, that guy.
I just kind of
agree with him.
I mean, is he looking at from a gamer's perspective, like the total number? Then
when we
He
go
was
back
comparing
around
it to the world, like of
when we
gaming
come
of
back around
mobile.
to me, I'll explain to you exactly why I agree. But go ahead, guys.
in comparison to PC gaming, yeah.
In comparison to the world, what's
the
niche?
world. He's
Doesn't
talking
niche
to the
mean
world.
like a small group? Like
Yeah, but-
okay,
It's
you know
small
what?
group when you talking
Think
two
about
billion.
this.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Let's suppose, and I'm going to be generous. Let's suppose PlayStation's got 100 million, right?
They
Let's say
definitely got 100
Switch
million.
has 35. Let's say Xbox has 42, right? Add those numbers together, that's 177. How many of us own all three? How many of us have bought one or maybe all three of them more than once? Meaning, when you break it down, because I've bought 4 PS4s. Now I barely even play on PS4, but I've bought 4 PS4s. When you break it down, there's probably only maybe 120 to 150 million of us. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet. So how is it not niche?
Yeah, I guess
When you look at
it
it,
like
that's
that,
where he was. Yeah, that's what's his sentence. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, it's
I
compared
get
to
it. Now I think about it,
globe.
when you put all the generation, the consoles together, the total sales, it's like, wow, it's not really that much. It's a lot, but it's still not really.
It's a lot, but there's
Yeah.
7.5 billion people on the planet.
And
Yeah.
he was talking to investors too. Like that was the thing. And these investors are so like they want to hear about these web services, these streaming stuff. And what I was just gonna say, I don't want to jump in, but let me explain. So what happened was that Sony stock dropped in February when Stadia and all that other stuff was jumping out because their investors were like, Sony, what's about your background? Like, what do you plan on doing about this? And their stock dropped like I think 12%. As soon as they did this Microsoft handshake, it went up 5%. And then they had this interview about their web services. And now, because remember, in February, the whole thing was that Stadia and Microsoft are in a different realm with their data centers, and Sony can't compete. It was all, because they don't have as many data centers as Microsoft. Well, now Microsoft just gave them access to their data centers, so now they're up there, and they could be considered competing now around the same thing. So the thing is like he was talking to investors, talking about the streaming, and they want to reach these 2 billion gamers. I want to smack the person who said 2 billion gamers because it's fucking everybody up. That's what I want to say. Whoever said 2 billion gamers, they got to go in the fucking bushes. Because I'm going to tell you this. 2 billion people that play Angry Birds and fucking Clash of Clans and all that horse shit don't want to play Halo, God of War, and all that stuff on fucking phone like this. They're not going to want to do that.
I'll play devil's advocate. Not that I don't agree.
Not
that I don't agree with you. Listen. Not because I don't agree with you. Not because I don't agree with you, Jez, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. They don't play God of War and whatever else because they can't.
Yeah. Do you think God of War is made for the controller? It's not made for a touchshrine.
I understand.
Dudes don't want to play.
But then you just clamp the.
You're thinking like the investors, Merc. You're thinking like the investors. They think that, remember when your mom would tell you, like, back in the day, go turn off the Nintendo. And it's like, no, Mom, it's a Dreamcast. Nintendo, go play Nintendo. It's like, the investors just hear games.
A Nintendo.
Exactly.
Yeah,
everything was a Nintendo. How's Nintendo doing? It's like, that to investors, they're like, oh, well, those people play games. They'll like those games. And it's like, not the same customer. And Merc, I'm not saying nobody's going to play God of War on that thing. There will be people. But you know who the people are going to be? It's going to be us. It's going to be us saying, hey, here, I could take my game now while I take a shit. Or while I'm waiting for the bank, I could tap on the screen and play some game. I don't know if it's going to pull in these mobile people who play Candy Crush and got thousands of dollars invested in freaking blue emblems or whatever the hell they're doing. Yeah. It's saying, like, I'm going to go. Because first off, nobody's paying $60 to play these games on their phone. So either there's going to be some sort of rental of like, hey, streaming, like you could have access to God of War or to these services for like $5 for an hour or $5 for 2 hours. Like there's no way someone.
It's PS Now. It's PS Now. It's like Game Pass.
It'll be like
we're hoping that is Game Pass.
It'll be like a Game Pass.
But that's the craziest thing that I'm thinking that we're thinking it's Game Pass and PlayStation Now, yeah. But I'm talking about when they talk about streaming. I think they're talking about it like a different content delivery. Like you got, because even Sony Slide, they had DVD, they had Blu-ray, they had downloads and streaming. And Google Stadia is the same thing. Like you could buy the game or play it right from YouTube. Like right. I think they're trying to look at it as like another storefront. Not necessarily like a subscription service, but maybe like another way of getting games to people that don't have the console.
Yeah, because you open up to the possibility of people that maybe even don't have the money to buy the console, right? Or the casual gamer. That's why I mean, look, like it's super clear that gaming is changing. I mean, it's happening right in front of us. You know what I mean?
It's happening fast.
I'm not saying this is the last console generation, but it's pretty clear there's going to come a time that the box is not going to be relevant anymore. I've said that before. I mean. You can tell that these companies are definitely gearing up for that because it can't be every single player in the market now all of a sudden is so invested and so interested in streaming games now.
Go ahead.
Go.
I was gonna say, I understand the whole consoles niche and like with what everybody's saying. I agree, like to a certain extent because of the user base that you have, but. I think there's a bigger problem at hand that it strikes the gamers. Like the free-to-play games, ultimately, if you kind of look at like, and I said it before, I said it on Twitter, like when we hear this whole chat about Sony's not doing this or whoever's not doing cross-play or cross this and that, but it's always free-to-play games. There's no major games. And me and Jess had a conversation a couple of days ago, and we said the games that should be as a service are games like sports games like shooters, like these Call of Duties, these Maddens, these 2K. Those should be the games as a service. But excuse my French, they F you over every year for $60 when they can just update the roster and the game is basically the same. You know,
And they had features to it. Yeah.
Right, and I kind of look at I'm like, in my eyes, do I want to play a streaming game? I don't think I would want to unless there's a game. There's gonna be a point in my head I'm not gonna do it, right? But there's gonna be that one game I can't get anywhere else but on this streaming device, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a badass game, and I'm gonna want to play, and that's gonna be the breaking point for me. So for me personally, our consoles kind of niche, yes, in the sense of the mass market, but the reality is, do I look at my mother as a gamer who plays Candy Crush on her phone or freaking Words with Friends? No, I don't look at her as a gamer. But these companies, they look at them. So there will be a God of War. There will be, a Mario. A lot of how these things do, they'll be $5.99 or they'll be free to play, and they'll add these little microtransactions here and there because that's how they seem pulled in. Because I was a guy who I was like, Mario on your phone, that's not going to work. And guess what? My ass bought it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is fun!" And what did they do?
It was made for a phone, though.
Right?
Yeah.
But
it wasn't a console game on a phone.
I don't think that you'll get the console experience.
Isn't PUBG on the phone? And
yeah,
Fortnite?
But it's made for the phone.
Yeah, but it's made for the phone. And it's
but
like,
isn't it crossplay with consoles and stuff? Or
It is.
Switch?
It is.
I don't know if I don't know. I know Fortnite is. I don't know.
Oh wait, you know what? Yeah, that's Fortnite. I'm thinking about.
Yeah, PUBG's not. PUBG's
not. Because the PUBG
on phone, it's Fortnite and Switch players are paired together.
But check this out. Because the thing is that are designed to be played on a controller, if not a keyboard and mouse.
Right.
Yes.
And it's not going to work on a touchscreen. However, these people, if you and I can think about this, and when you and I, regular Joe Schmo, these people have already thought about this as well. There has to be some sort of process that they put the game through in order for you to be also able to play it on a touchscreen.
Oh, they will. XCloud does allow that.
Yeah, but I do agree with your point. I'm just saying, don't overlook because if you think that they haven't thought about this, I think you're.
Oh yeah.
I think
XCloud does have the ability to have touchscreen on it. The thing is that you could slap touchscreens onto a console game, but the problem is, like we just said with PUBG, and those games are built for they have that lock on and all the stuff because it's modified for touch. Just by giving me a touchscreen and putting it on a console game, I don't think they don't have those built-in kind of like lock-ons and all that other stuff that knowing that you're using a touchscreen, unless they could put those handicaps on. But if you're just controlling a console game through the cloud with not physical controllers, I think it's a great way to demo games. See, this is the thing. They should introduce streaming to demo games and to say, hey, I might want this, because they haven't done demos in so long. So streaming will be a good way to demo a game, and then I'll go buy it and play it on my console or PC. That's what they should do.
But the other thing I was going to say, because the whole kind of the conversation started with whole Microsoft, Azure, Sony's. I kind of think when I look at that whole thing, I think that's a bigger. I think with the gaming side, it's something that we'll see further down the line. I think Sony's going to use Azure and Microsoft's servers for a lot of things that are in their best interest as like movies and music related, because I think that's something that Sony's struggling. And Sony, and if you look at the movie industry, Disney is buying everybody. And I think that everybody wants to have their own streaming service, So I kind of see Microsoft saying, okay, Sony, we do this. And I think Sony wants to do some kind of something with their movies. They want to kind of keep that separate. And I think that the gaming part is there too. I kind of feel like Microsoft does a lot of stuff outside of gaming that people don't think about. And I think this came at a time that people just, when they hit, and Phil Spencer saying this, I'm like, did people ever think this may not just be for the game? I think it will do something with gaming, but I think it's doing something definitely different that Sony's and Microsoft want to try something different. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Sony do their own streaming service. I mean, they have Crackle, but they
don't have a delivery to stream movies, right?
They own Crackle.
But Crackle's straight garbage.
And then they got video again.
Yeah, I thought Sony had a partnership with Amazon.
If they do, I'm not aware of it.
I know part of the PlayStation Network or the PlayStation Network is
It's based
based
off
on
AWS.
That's true.
It
That's
is,
true.
yeah.
That's gonna switch over.
Yeah.
Though. That's gonna switch over.
Yeah.
Oh, so PSN's also going to go to
I don't
Microsoft.
know if it's going to
Oh,
switch.
so
This
wait a
wasn't
second.
I
a
think
con.
so. Why
PlayStation on
pay
Xbox
two guys
Live?
when you could pay one?
Because I think they're going to use Azure possibly to boost up PlayStation Now, but I don't think it's going to use to power PSN.
Yeah, I think PlayStation Now maybe.
It's for PlayStation Now because they only had like 15 data centers like that. Like they didn't have a lot.
That's the thing. They're
But it's improved.
Gaikai
they bought
obviously
Gaikai,
is out of date, and they obviously don't know how to. They obviously don't know how to update it to make it, future proof.
Exactly.
And they could start up their own
Let's be
shit,
honest.
or they could just hire somebody else to do it for them.
And Microsoft is in the cloud business, man. Let's
Exactly.
be honest.
Exactly.
That's
They were
expensive.
shopping around that cloud, and that's what happened.
It's
And I
very
was reading
expensive to get in
something, I
these
think-
businesses. So
And I was reading
Demand
something.
and a supply.
The PlayStation Now, I think their capacity is only like 5 million users, so that's not a lot.
Well, no, what they said in that slide is that
Is it
they're
700,000?
expecting to get five. No, what they're expecting with this partnership or with the adding power backbone to PlayStation Now, they want to get from 700,000 subscribers to 5 million.
Okay, see, I thought
That's
they were
kinda-
maybe I misread it. Okay,
No, they're not at 5 million now. I thought they were going from 700,000
So-
to possibly 5 million. That's what they want to grow. They want to grow.
Let me ask the panel this question, right? So, do you think I'm assuming that Sony, for them to sign this partnership with Microsoft, I'm assuming Microsoft has done some type of presentation, tech demo, or something to the sorts for Sony.
Of course.
Do you think that Sony went out there and they just said, "Oh man, you know what? As far as this particular technology for streaming, Microsoft's doing it right. Let's go with them." That they just picked the best vendor.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
because supposedly they were also looking at AWS.
And they were cheaper too. I think.
Yeah,
I think
Microsoft is cheaper. You know,
Microsoft
Yeah,
is
they-
cheap.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it from the sense not that I want to go xCloud next generation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think now I really want to see what xCloud looks like at E3. Like, what did Sony see that now they decided to partner with Microsoft to do this streaming thing?
It's
And
obviously
that's risky
it's
to show
obviously
your
good.
cards to your competitor. Like,
That's how I took it. When I first heard the news, man, I was like, Microsoft gave to
Listen,
the house. to
Azure.
Sony.
Azure is obviously quality because even Apple uses Azure.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Apple uses it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
If
people-
other companies that big.
that's
are
what
willing
was
to,
pissing me off about Jez's rant on Grinds My Gears, because I'm like, and not only just Jez, but there was a lot of people tweeting like you had like the Porter Rocks and stuff, like, oh, Microsoft lost another exclusive, the Xbox lost another exclusive. I'm like, wait a minute,
I didn't say that.
I was like, no, not you though, but I was like, why did people assume that the Xbox was the only device connected to Azure? It was not. It's like, matter of fact, it was like probably the smallest thing connected.
The company I work for.
That's
A
all
brief
Azure.
explanation. No, what I was trying to say was that Microsoft had an advantage with the Azure cloud, that they had xCloud and they could say Xbox is powered by Azure and stuff like that. Like they basically took the advantage that they had with the cloud, and we knew that Sony didn't have this, and they basically said, Sony, now you could become stronger. Like they empowered their competitors where they had an advantage with xCloud. So that was the whole thing.
I
I
don't
thought
think
that
they care about that because
Can I play devil's advocate again?
again, Mark.
Go ahead, Merc.
All right, so all right, let's fast forward, right? There's some people, obviously, and I know the media does things for clickbait. They're predicting, oh, maybe this is the last hardware generation. They're going to come out with these high-powered boxes this gen, right now for this next gen. So maybe we can have a console generation as long as like what the 360 had, right? And maybe at that point, people would be more willing, or the masses or the casual gamer, to convert to xCloud. If the box is not relevant, do you think Sony's in a bad position?
No,
No.
Or you only think Microsoft's about that money? They don't give a shit.
that's the thing. That's what I was going to say.
Microsoft has a lot of input.
Sony could have denied Microsoft the right to even use Blu-ray. Isn't that true? I mean, I could be wrong.
No, they could have, because they have
They pay royalties.
Sony owns a license for Blu-ray.
Money talks. You know what's even better than crushing your competitor? It's crushing your competitor while also cashing your competitor's checks.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
guys are
understand,
giving
but
me
xCloud,
money. Why are you crushing
xCloud
it?
hasn't even launched yet.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
the
but
biggest
servers
turmoil-
are-
xCloud has an advantage. PlayStation now
hasn't
has
launched
750 games in it. It's already streaming to PC and PlayStation, and now it's just going to get even better before xCloud even hits beta. Or I mean, like even xCloud gets even relevant. Like
the thing is that Azure doesn't equal xCloud. Azure is just what.
No, it is. Azure is
Azure. No, xCloud is
xCloud.
Azure, but Azure is not xCloud. Azure
No,
powers
I
a lot
know.
of other
Azure
shit.
does a whole bunch of shit. Like the crackdown,
Azure does a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
xCloud is hosted inside of Azure.
Yes, a bunch of servers.
As far as a gamer, like, what does this mean for me? Does this Microsoft's going to do better next generation and takes Sony's player base?
No.
I don't
And I think here's what I look at this, right? Personally,
I don't think that's Microsoft's play at all, to be honest.
I don't think personally.
They're just after the money. That's it.
Am I on mute, or y'all just ignoring my ass?
I'm sorry, go ahead, Smooth. My bad.
No, so I don't think next generation consoles are going to sell as well as they did this past generation. Personally, I just don't think it will. I think
It's gonna take long.
Yeah, I don't think it's just like how there's not going to be a generation that lasts as long as the 360 PS3 one. I don't think consoles will sell like the PS5 and the next Xbox as good as the console sold here. I just don't I don't see it happening just the way things are trending. And Sony and Microsoft probably sees that happening because look at the projection that they had for like next generation or PS5. They don't plan to sell another 100 million PS5s.
I actually plan to support PS4 for another 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah,
PS5 launches.
Yeah.
They did PlayStation 2 for 10 years.
So
they actually said that all the games that come out on both platforms, they'll be crossplay between each other.
That was a big one.
why is that big though? I don't understand why that's big. That's like duh. It makes sense.
There's
install
100
base
million
with them.
PS4s out there.
Right.
Yeah, they moved the whole install base.
They would have to.
But Smooth, here's the thing.
People thought it wasn't going to happen.
No. But I'm sorry. If something's backwards compatible, they're not just going to disable multiplayer. You're playing the same game.
Exactly.
No, but the fact that they said that the games will be backwards compatible with PlayStation 5, that means you're taking your whole library with you, because that was a big caveat to next generation, was that Microsoft already committed to it, but Sony never said it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, it was very
they
easy
did
to
now.
jump from 360 to PS4 because a lot of people jump from 360 to PS4
Because your library didn't come with you.
Because I did it, and I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And you know what? Most people didn't have that many digital games on their PS3 or 360. They had several, but not as much as you have now.
No,
it was a lot
definitely not.
easier to ditch one console for another then.
Yeah,
This time
it's
around,
hard.
it's not as easy because you have like 400 games on your current console.
Yep.
That's why when Microsoft did backward compatibility with Xbox One, it wasn't as impactful, because if they had did it at the beginning of the generation, it would have been a bigger impact.
Yeah.
The fact that Sony and Microsoft are going to do this next gen at the beginning of the generation, they take their user base and just move them over. So Microsoft,
The most important time that backwards compatibility matters is right at the beginning.
That's what the 360 had. Halo 2, that was the first game that said it backwards compatible.
Yeah.
360 came out. It was like, Halo 2, you can play it, don't worry.
And they even talked about the future, and we talked about this before, and I predicted this. They even talked about the future. They said that they don't see themselves even doing remasters anymore because the hardware can just... There's no future in remasters. For
Capcom, Ubisoft, and EA looking at you like this nigga.
They'll find some way.
Gold on the cover.
Look, because I remember me,
foil.
you, and Blandrew, and I said this generation of games won't get remasters because there'll be no reason to if they're backward compatible. They can just patch everything going forward or brute force.
They're going to sell you that patch.
That's what I was saying, Mark. I thought the same thing. I'm like, they'll tell you $5, $10.
You know why that won't happen? We said the same thing when the PS4 Pro came out. They were going to patch games. We said the same thing when the
but that was a mid-gen. I think next-gen, they'll give you a next-gen patch.
You're within the same generation.
And you know what,
Yeah, but
Mark?
honestly, Sony was lazy because Xbox does do a lot, way more X-enhanced games than PS4 ever did PS4 Pro games.
Yeah, they did.
It's just a matter of dedication.
I don't know about that, but
That's factual, dude.
Way more X-enhanced games than games that are Pro. That's a fact.
This is all. Well,
How can you say that? PlayStation Pro had a whole year of enhanced games before those.
And that's how that, bro. And that's what makes it worse. What I'm telling you.
But this is why I
true.
don't know about that because
No, Benz is right though. Benz is right. If you've been following it, they freaking update games like freaking monthly. And not only do they have the advantage because they also go back and do 360 games.
Exactly.
They've done like so.
Yeah, those games. Yeah,
Hey, the only console that plays both versions of Red Dead in 4K. Just saying.
All I'm saying is, I don't know about that. I'll have to see numbers on that. I don't know. I would doubt it. He's not doubt it.
I blame the PS4 Pro for fucking keeping the rage at fucking 1080p.
The Xbox does it too.
Yes, that's the prize. The lead platform. They you know this crazy thing is the GPU right wasn't all that was required to keep rage at 60 frames per second on the X.
Do you really think that Xbox could run that game at 4K?
Why can Doom run 4K 60 on that one or the other games?
Bro,
it's not an open world game.
Smooth. Doom runs on my PC, which is not the highest end. I can run that motherfucker at almost 300 frames.
Yeah, but you know what?
You know how many frames I get on Rage? I get 77.
Let me tell you something. The Xbox could probably run. I'm be honest with you. The Xbox could probably run Rage at maybe I would say maybe 30 frames, maybe. But it's not running at 60 frames, no 4K.
You said. Wait. Did you just say 800p, 1800p, 30 frames per second? Nah. I think it probably could do 1440 60.
Nah,
it could probably
the thing is that Doom, Rage is open world. That's the problem.
You can't do that. No, that's the problem. Yeah. Like people look at Doom and people compare this like because there's similarities. Like the reason Doom is like a close corridor shooter kind of game.
Well, they should have kept that garbage like closed corridors or some shit like that. Or kept that shit 30 frames per second.
Doom is better because of it.
No, I'm not talking about Doom. I'm talking about Rage.
But here's the thing, Smooth, and I'm gonna tell you this. I've been playing Rage 2, and like I said, I'm playing on the Pro and 1080p, no resolution.
Yeah, but 1080p is ugly on a 4K display.
1080p 60 frames, it doesn't matter. The 60 frames trumps the resolution.
I agree.
I agree. 60 frames over a native 4K 30 because that 60 frames with that type of gameplay, it feels like
it's not doing my display any justice.
Listen, bro. I'm sorry. 1080 60 over 4K 30 any day of the week.
I mean,
exactly.
Find your way to get me 60, but don't give me 1080. Fuck 1080. Let that shit stay back in 2013.
If you want 4K 60, wait till next gen.
But here's the thing, Smooth. Like people have been saying this game is ugly. That game is not ugly at 1080p. It is not. I'm not playing enough games in 4K. I can look at this game and say this game is atrocious. It's not. You know, like most of the stuff the game is doing is like it's not ultra, but it's high or mid. It's the shadows, like it's high or mid. Like not everything is ultra, but it looks clean. The fact that it can run an open world game at 60 frames, like people don't understand how mind blowing that is for the consoles we have now. An open world game 60 frames, that's very unheard of.
Wasn't the X doing The Witcher 3 at 60 frames per second?
No,
on the Xbox One X.
On the X,
1080p, yeah, at 1080p.
On the X, yeah.
On the X.
They can do it at 1080p, but that's about it. And it's not totally
locked.
Actually, it's above 1080p.
No,
it's above 1080p. Watch it.
It can run up to 4K, but it's a dynamic resolution. What I'm saying is, the Rage 2 it's fixed. 1080p locked. 60 frames for the most part locked. Like you very rarely find dips in that game.
The only way to play Witcher 3 is on PC.
Very unheard of for open world games.
The only way to play a game.
Not many open world games you're gonna play most games at 60 frames. You're just not gonna do it. I can't think of any this generation. I'm like, 60 frame open world game. This locked for the most part. There's very few games that do that. That's a pretty big deal. We got Red Dead this gen at 4K 30. Okay, 4K 30, that's great. But imagine that game run at a locked 1080p 60. I would take that any day. I'll take that any day.
GTA 5 runs at 30.
Exactly.
And GTA 5's engine can run at 60 because I can run it at over 100 on PC.
Those consoles could have ran that game at 60, easy.
They should have.
They never enhanced those games.
It is GTA 5 is almost a completely different game at 60. I ain't gonna lie.
It's very well optimized too on PC.
It is very well.
And that's why I said next generation consoles, you'll put Rage 2 in, there will be a patch there, and they'll say, "Oh, we can do 4K resolution now." You'll be like, "This is all I got," and you'll be like, "Really? This is?"
They may get people to turn around and buy it because of that. So I could see that patch being a sales pitch for the game.
I don't think that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying these consoles and what we got, the last generation before this lasted so long that by the time we got PS4 and Xbox One, they were so underpowered. I think the next generation consoles will come out and they'll last comparably to PC pretty good. PC will always outpace it, but they'll be closer next gen than they were this gen. This gen PC,
they'll be closer. No, PC was already worlds ahead, but when these consoles came out,
they made a mistake dropping these consoles so underpowered, which is why they needed a gen refresh. By what I'm seeing, I mean, these leaks and everything, the speculation could be 100% wrong, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like Xbox and Sony are doing right by the gamers this time around and dropping a much more current system.
Yes. Which is why people are predicting a longer console generation this time.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying it's Ryzen 3rd gen. They're saying it's Navi. That's current shit, and I love it.
It's current. Well, by the time the next gen consoles drop it in the fall 2020, those that processor they'll be on 4th gen Ryzen by then.
Yeah,
they'll be on 4th gen Ryzen.
Yeah, but they won't be so behind, man. We're on bulldozer. We're on bulldozer on consoles right now.
Hey, just so people know, bulldozer, those cores were on mobile, on PC, by the way.
And they were on laptops. And if you don't know, bulldozer came out in 2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And it was underpowered even on the PC space when it came out.
Back then. So, and you saw them mostly on the mobile side.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Shit. What else did we have?
I looked up the Pro and the X's. So right now I see two from the Wikipedia. It says 218 for X enhanced and 181 for Pro enhanced.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
218 for X1 enhanced and 181 for Pro enhanced. Okay. However, there is some sort of
finesse in that. I didn't hear that. I swear.
No, there's actually some finesse in that, and the fact that they call HDR as an enhancement, a penile enhancement. So,
really?
No 4K, but just a penile enhancement is.
I actually believe there's a lot more than that, though.
The number is higher with a year less on the market.
No, you're right. No,
with a year less on the market.
Plus, they got the 360
consider that
in there too. No, and they got the 360. They had to. It's a $500 console. They had to justify it. They won't come out with new games.
I agree.
That had to enhance the old ones. But yeah, but that's it though. Only that it's still low, like on football.
I mean, it is still low overall.
It's like
too higher than PlayStation. That's what I claimed. That makes me correct. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you're right. The other thing I want to say, though, you guys are talking about with the architecture and all this other stuff with these next gen consoles, is that I think they are the reason why Microsoft pushed out the X and the Pro. I do think that these are going to be the transition consoles to get you, and I think they're going to support those consoles a lot longer than dropping them like a fly because they're going to share a similar architecture, just going to be lower quality. I really want to see what the features are of the next gen consoles, like the power. Yeah, because whatever.
I'm curious. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm curious about next gen. Because at the end of the day, it's like if most of the games for the most part is gonna be cross gen and stuff. So you know you're gonna get games. Yeah, you know you're gonna get power. Now, what sets them apart? What is gonna be that unique feature that makes
UI? I remember streaming was big, like the whole tapping
ray tracing.
But I want, you know what? Enough of that bullshit. Ray tracing, man. I want to know, like, UI.
Ray tracing is gonna keep all your games at 30 frames per second.
That's true. That's true. You know what? This next gen shit. If y'all want to introduce ray tracing, just don't. Because I can have 4K 60 with no ray tracing, and then you 20 frames. Come on. No.
That is true.
Like, and I think too. This is another thing for everybody out there. They're gonna talk. Everybody, they're talking 8K horse shit.
I don't want to hear about that
shit. 8K. They're going to be talking 120 frames and all this whole shit. Just remember, it's up on the console. Us console peasants, right? Merc and Meds. us console peasants, we are at the mercy of the developers. They could tell you the potential of the system, 3,000 frames. But if the dev goes, know what? I want to make my game 30 frames. We're gonna get 30 frames.
I know.
So,
you know what?
If you give a shit about that, then go buy a computer.
Hey, you know why it's gonna be 30 frames? I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be 30 frames. It's gonna be 30 frames
because of ray tracing.
Games, no, because the truth is that a lot of these developers, they know that eye candy sells games.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna pick the eye candy over frames. That's the issue that I have.
You're never gonna see a commercial on the for that matter talking about, oh yeah, this game runs at 60 frames.
Yep.
That's not a marketing
Blistering 60 frames per
It's not a
second.
marketing trend. Unfortunately, because honestly, as a gamer, that's what you want.
Yeah. Well,
That's why gaming
you want the
is
smoothest
niche.
frame rate. Yeah. Only the niche people want that.
But going from Days Gone and seeing that beautiful game and then going to Rage 2, I was like, shit, man, Days Gone is slow. Like, it just, that Rage 2, the fact that it's an open world game and the lighting in it, I'm surprised that game doesn't do HDR. Hopefully they put that in there.
Yeah, all that bright ass colors and no HDR.
Like, that game is...
That's crazy.
Like,
Crackdown has HDR.
I don't understand why this game doesn't have HDR, but the fact of the matter is, like, when you're playing this open world game, you're like, shit, this game feels so smooth. You start to realize 60, 30. You see it immediately. It's a big difference. It's drastic. And you start to say, okay, this damn 1080p game versus this, I don't know, whatever they checkerboard, 4K. I'll take that 1080p game if they can. I would have took Days Gone at 10.
Here, let me tell you this. Did you hear this story? EA now is working on hair rendering for.
Oh, I seen that
consoles.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what this is. For those of you that have gamed on PC, has everybody heard of NVIDIA Hairworks?
Yes, it destroys your GPU and The Witcher. I turned that shit off. I turned it on.
Get ready for another generation of 30 frames, baby.
Bro,
oh my God.
Want to see individual strands of hair? Get ready to cut your FPS by 75%.
Exactly. I turned on Hairworks, man. Oh my God.
Dude, my first experience with Hairworks was I enabled it for The Witcher 3, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, I was rocking a single GTX 970. Man, my frame rate was literally cut in half. I'm like, what? Turn this off.
That bitch had nice hair. He had some nice hair.
She did.
Well, no, you did it also in Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider had it.
Yeah, Tomb Raider had it,
Yeah, you had the option to either turn it on for just Geralt on himself or all the characters. If you turned it on all the characters,
slideshow. Slideshow.
Some nice ass posters, some screensavers.
What's hilarious about that friggin' demo was like they showed this beautiful hair and stuff. You're like, whoa, and then they turn it around and it's a faceless character. I was like, oh, that's right.
I'll make a bold prediction here. That the EA, because this company, I think EA is going to sell some of their properties off to some other companies, and they're going to let them. And I really do think that's going to happen because I think Ubisoft does good with service-based games. That's why I don't really buy their games a lot because it's like they do the same shit. Ghost Recon looks like trash. It looks just like Wildlands, and it's a service-based game. Like, what the fuck? You could just make this a DLC. So I don't buy a lot of, and that's what I'm afraid about Beyond Good and Evil. I think that's going to be another service-based game.
You know what's crazy?
Oh my God, that
game! You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Here's my thing. Because like Splinter Cell, they canceled it because they couldn't make it a service-based game.
Exactly. I heard that on the podcast.
If you think about it,
why we don't have a Splinter Cell game?
Because Assassin's Creed, right? It's technically they found ways to monetize the hell out of that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
And they probably tried to go with that model, but like they really can't. So that's why I think I would be happy for them to sell Splinter Cell rights to Microsoft for about like 2 games, you know what I mean, and make it exclusive there. I'd be like, sure.
Wow, it already went to Microsoft. There you go.
Because they was the first one. They kickstarted it with Microsoft, the first Splinter Cell game.
I'm not gonna lie, like that's what my first experience with Splinter Cell was on the Xbox, and that's why I like Splinter Cell more than Metal Gear. I became a bigger Splinter Cell fan because I didn't understand Metal Gear story. Splinter Cell made sense to me. So
I'm surprised they can't monetize Splinter Cell. I would think
they can't.
Like, have you buy special gadgets to make the missions easier so you can sneak in. like a stun gun or something like that.
I honestly think
Don't give them any ideas.
Don't trust me. They probably have
EA next gen. I think they're gonna sell.
EA.
Sell some of the
turned down the shitter, man.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? The games, all the shit that they sold, like and stopped working with, they could actually easily monetize now. If they kept them. No, think about it. Think about it. The people that
you guys know, you guys are not making about my Origin Access Premier subscription.
Dude, bro, no, think about it. Think about all the shit that think about the stuff EA used to make. The stuff EA used to make. All right, Burnout, they can easily monetize that if they really wanted to because it would work in this generation. The NBA
Criterion's game.
Yeah, the NBA Streets and the NFL Streets and those series could easily be monetized right now. Even though I'm not advocating for them to be monetized, I want those games though. Like those could actually strive in this market today.
Yeah,
it actually would. It really would.
They could.
So now they're.
What was the arcade football game? What was that called?
It was NFL Street.
Blitz.
That was Midway.
They own Blitz too. They own
Blitz or Midway.
No, Midway had Blitz.
No, they own Blitz. EA owns Blitz.
Oh my god.
EA owns NFL.
EA owns
because Midway doesn't exist, Move.
They're gone now, but I know.
Yeah, the problem with those over the top football games is that you won't get the NFL license with all the concussions and shit. They won't let you.
Oh yeah, now there's
no, wait.
They won't let you do. Remember those X-ray moves? Remember those X-ray moves where like you tackle a guy, break his arms, like.
Yeah, now with the whole concussion protocol, a game like NFL Blitz would be accusing the league for like misconduct for like so they wouldn't let that fly. Yeah,
they won't. Yeah, we're never gonna get that.
I think EA will be the first big company we see out of the other three that will start selling some of their license off because they're bleeding because they can give Capcom Dead Space. Let them do the Dead Space franchise. Sell that off. Like, let them do something. Give some of your IPs you're not using to somebody else to actually can
even UFC they got too. They pay for UFC.
Star Wars.
I love that game.
Yeah, but what about boxing? They should do boxing.
Oh my god!
I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope they lose the NFL license.
I want 2K back.
Yeah, of course. You know, we're Smooth's favorite company.
I want some competition.
No. I prefer 2K back then. Back when they had nothing to lose.
I don't want 2K using NFL now.
It's kind of be crappy because
they don't have VC.
VC.
Hey, you know what though? When I play 2K, I've never bought VC. Not a single time.
Well, because you probably didn't play online in the
you probably play franchise mode and shit.
That's my player shit.
We talk about it all the time. If you have that brown shirt, nobody plays it.
If you even
that brown shirt,
you need some friends.
Dude, I'm telling you, like you're with the 2K when you only play franchise mode, you're literally you overpaid for the game, pretty much. When you're only just doing that mode, I can't stand 2K.
But you get a roster update.
Ubisoft knows how to come out with the game and then say, "Here's another one," and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't buy that.
That one's like $10 now. It's like $12, $20.
But my whole thing is Ubisoft will come out with the game, and then they'll come out with like something that should be DLC as a full game, like the following year, and you're like, "Really?" I mean, like, I don't get these big companies like. The Ubisofts, the Activision is trash. Activision is trash.
Yeah, Activision is trash because they have no IPs.
They
have no IPs.
You seen the latest from Activision? They're blaming. Well, it's partially true though. They're blaming the continuously lower Call of Duty sales to the fact that this free to play thing is taking off, which is actually true.
But they still sell megatons every day.
They still say
Call of Duty free to play, and
that's the argument.
Everything.
That's the argument. That's the argument that it should go free to play.
If Call of Duty is free to play, that game will be bigger now.
I agree with you.
That game.
What Frog is saying is facts. If Call of Duty went free to play, it'd be even bigger than it is.
That shit would be painful because they would have. They don't know how to handle free to play shit. They would charge you for literally everything.
Dude, and whatever. If it's free, it's whatever.
As long as it's not pay to win, it won't fail though.
Valve
it will be.
Go 7 years ago. People still play Counter-Strike Go.
I was gonna say, give it.
Yeah, but Counter-Strike is not pay to win though.
Now look, I was gonna say,
but it's free to play now.
Activision get with Epic and say, look, we're gonna use your engine. We're gonna run the next Call of Duty. So we need to change our engine anyway. and we're just gonna put it in the Epic Store. Put it in the Epic Store because everything is going there.
Yeah, Epic Store.
Play because everything Epic comes out. Is
Hey, Unreal could work for Call of Duty. It totally
it
could.
will work really well,
And it actually would look a hell of a lot better than it looks right now.
Oh, you mean
Unreal-
better than that 12-year-old engine?
Yeah,
Oh, my
because
God.
Unreal, you can say whatever about Unreal, but Unreal games are done right. They look good.
Isn't it the id engine like the old id
Intech,
engine?
Intech, yeah.
God, man, they need a new engine.
They made Doom 3 with that engine, bruh.
Yeah,
No.
they did.
Well,
The old Doom.
Right,
Those-
that's
Old Doom,
right.
not
Yeah,
remastered
I mean,
Doom,
they've added on to the engine since then. It's not the same engine, but yeah.
They need a new engine.
Yeah, but they've gone past the point where you can make it look any better. It's as good as it's ever gonna look at this point.
Yeah, it's not gonna, and I don't consider the game a
Dude,
good
hasn't there been like 3 Unreal engines since then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
No,
we're
two.
up to Unreal.
3 and 4. 3 and 4.
Are we up to 4 now?
That was out.
Yeah, Unreal Engine
2.
4. That's what Gears of War 4 is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great engine. That's a really good engine.
Yeah,
Solid
and
engine.
games look good. Every game that's been made with it just about is look good. I know for
Except for State of
I
Decay.
know for
too.
Fortnite. Yeah, Fortnite's
Days
made with it,
Gone
but
looked
Fortnite is
awful.
kind of modified.
But I don't think State of Decay is running off the Unreal 4 engine, is it?
It is, but also it was developed by Undead Labs. All right, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
All those guys. Those zombies over
Hey,
there.
hey, Undead Labs had about 15 guys working in their studio.
Listen, bro, it's not the arrow and it's not the bow and arrow. It's the one shooting it. All right.
They just need
they're not capable.
they just
They're
need
not
more
capable.
people. No, it's not that they're not
They
capable.
didn't have more people to blame.
We
But
don't
you know what
believe in
State
the
of Decay
immortal
3?
words of Jay-Z. We don't believe you. You need more people.
They do need more people. They do.
Nah,
They
but I
do.
heard they hired more people. So
Yeah, they're grown a lot bigger. Hopefully, I mean, it only took them. Like I said, it took them under 2 years to make like State of Decay.
If their game can run and look as good as Days Gone, but without any bugs, I'll be happy.
Oh hell no! If that game looked as good as Days Gone, that game would be complete broke. If you thought like that shit, would,
Yeah, my
if
God.
think about it, think about it though. Think about that shit would. No, think about it.
Hey, both these zombie games are broken, dude. I'm just
No,
thinking.
the best
right
broken
now.
zombie game will always be Dead Rising, dog. Like that. Like I don't care like how low the frame. I don't care how low the frame rate. But no, the frame rate was horrendous.
The Days Gone frame rate.
No. But Dead Rising
Well,
3
Days
had
Gone frame
horrible.
rate is-
Dead Rising 3 had horrible frame rate issues, but I played through that
It was
bitch.
a
Like
launch
That's a fun game. That's a fun game.
Dead Rising was not bad. That was a good launch game, though.
yeah, it was, dude. Like I don't know. I played the
was.
shit out of that
It was.
game, dude.
Hey,
That was a good launch game.
It's underappreciated.
Gears multiplayer beta is coming out soon, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Hold
Merc,
on.
you know,
Merc,
you
you spread
you're all
lies.
over that.
No,
Right.
Merc is not lying because if you haven't read, there's a lot of betas. Neo 2's beta's coming out, but it's only Sony's only sending out to
Talk that talk, frog. Talk that talk, frog.
There's a lot of betas coming out because E3's coming.
Oh, but nobody said anything.
No.
Neo's beta's coming out. What's the other game? There's a couple.
There might be one at E3.
What's the Castlevania? The Castlevania.
Oh, Bloodstain. Let's get it.
That beta's
Oh,
coming out. There's a lot.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, right?
Yeah, man. That's my most anticipated game, man. I kickstarted that game
wait,
for
what's-
$150.
That's in the same
is that the
list with
Castlevania
Celeste.
game? Is
You
that
give
the
a stranger for $150 to deliver a mediocre game.
Sir,
I hope that doesn't wind up like how Mega Man.
Sir,
Fucking
that
one thing.
stranger delivered to me 4 of the very best games I ever played. So yeah, I gave that motherfucker $150.
Okay.
Who did?
I think that game is going to be good.
Koji Igarashi.
Wait, what game did he make?
He already sounds.
He made he made Castlevania Symphony of the Night, top 10 game all time.
How long ago?
Fall back.
How long ago was that game?
top 10 game of all time.
That was around
That was
fucking
PlayStation
1997,
original.
98.
PlayStation. So that same short ass dude who needed a Kickstarter to make Shimnu. No. Shimnu. No. Think about. Wait. Time out.
Sucks ass.
Yeah, no. The first game, everybody was shedding tears over some Shinmu. Now this old ass comes back asking for $1 or $2 to make the third one. I guarantee you that shit about to be trash.
The
That's
Bloodstained
about to
one
be
is
Don't compare that to
Shenmue.
Castlevania.
Boo boo.
Wait, so Shenmue 3 is coming out in August.
in August, right? Yeah.
Shenmue?
Is that's a PlayStation exclusive, right?
Sorry.
No, it's on.
Hey, listen to me.
No, it's on PC and
Gears 5 beta is happening at the end of June.
There you go.
or middle of July, no later.
Yeah.
Are you reading that, Merc? Or are you like wishing upon a star?
Dude,
No,
when
no,
it
I'm telling
See,
you.
I mean, it'll be.
I'm telling you.
I believe it hasn't been.
telling
Nothing
you.
has been formally announced, but I do believe it only
telling
because
you.
they're gonna at E3, the Microsoft conference. They're only gonna show campaign stuff, right? But on esports, this thing that they got with TBS, they're gonna do the whole multiplayer block. And I'm pretty sure between E3 and that
new beta.
esports, they will announce a beta for us to play immediately or something like that.
They
So
have. Yeah, they should.
Yeah,
Either
probably
they'll
announced at
say-
E3. Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that I'll be dropping bodies in Gears 5. If
Bro, we're
anybody
gonna be
wants to
on
hit
that.
me up. Just let
Dude.
me know.
dude, I'm ready.
At like 90 plus frames. I'm ready.
I'm
My
ready.
body's
Like,
ready.
I'm ready. Yeah, dude. Like Gears. Like I jumped on like
I'm
recently.
hyped for Gears. I ain't gonna lie. I'm hyped.
Me too. Me too.
What was I about to say about
That's the only
freaking
game. That's
Gears?
the only game this community plays. I'm just letting you know.
It's the only game that I can play. I can stop playing for a while and get back on and still do a little decent. Be a little decent.
Hey.
Like I'm proud of myself in Gears 4.
Yeah, I had over 40 kills the other night. Smooth. I'm good.
Oh, you been playing? You
That's
didn't
it, that's
send
it.
that to me?
That's what
did,
we
I
played
did,
last
I
time,
did.
or you played
That's
like
right.
by yourself. Yeah. I went over 40 kills that day too.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a
ready.
question. Since y'all kind of doing predictions, so do you think CD Project Red's games come out this year or no?
No.
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 I think it'll be on the Microsoft stage because
And
they're
I-
best friends with Microsoft.
Yep.
It coming
So
out 2020. It'll launch with the next consoles.
I'll say
So that's
this:
one.
one or two things
Ghost
will
of
happen with
Tsushima?
that. Ghost of Tsushima, not this,
This
year.
year?
No.
No.
Okay,
I think Ghost is this
No.
year.
You think
Death
Ghost is this
Stranding?
year?
Yeah.
Death Stranding
This year?
Next
No.
year.
No.
I think next year's gonna be lit for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Games right there. I definitely want to buy day one, and like the only other games I'm looking forward to are probably like Gears 5, Ori. If it comes out this year,
Hey, a little bit more hype when you say Gears 5 and Ori, man.
Thank you. Yeah. What he said.
Look! I have two games for Xbox this year. I'm definitely buying day one. I'm not Game Pass, and that'd be Gears and Ori.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see a reason to Game Pass those because I'm going to put a lot of time into this game.
I will only buy Gears 5. Well, I'm not. I'm Game Passing it. I don't really care about
Gears.
Ori.
I'm Game Pass.
But
I'm Game Passing.
The thing about if Gears 5, if they do $100 edition and it comes out like a week early, then I'll buy Gears 5
Yeah,
because
they might do
it's
that.
tempting.
You know that's gonna happen.
It's
You know
tempting. That's the thing. It's
I'm buying it
tempting.
because I invest in the multiplayer with you guys. That's why I'll
Yeah.
buy it. With Crackdown, there are more people playing Killzone online. They came out.
Crackdown.
We had a trip the other night playing Gears. That was a
somebody
fun.
said Gears 5 ain't nothing but DLC, no open world, like fans were saying. Listen, if they made Gears 5 open world, I wouldn't even buy it. Like, not every
I don't want the
needs
game
It's
to
a
be
linear
open
game.
world.
It's a linear game.
Well, no, I think they.
I'd rather it be like more like Tomb Raider open than
If they open it up a little bit more,
I
sure.
wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
You want it to be more like hub world.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think it's gonna be
rather.
like
I'd
God of
rather.
War. I
Like
think it's
God of
gonna be
War
like
esque.
God of War.
I don't
Cool.
need every game to be open world. Like I'm good on
Exactly.
that. I'm good on that.
Now, I will tell you, I would like Gears to get away from that corridor shooter, safe
That's what this
format
looks
that
like.
they
It looks
play.
like got away
No,
from
it could keep it that way for multiplayer, but campaign.
You're right. For multiplayer, yes.
Yeah.
I don't want the multiplayer for them to deviate, but I mean for the story. When I talk about the story, I wanted to, I don't know, more hub world, more open, not like this, corridor gallery shooter kind of thing.
Yeah.
You want Kate climbing mountains like fucking Drake and Lara?
Yeah,
That's what it looked like in
yeah.
the video.
I'm good on that.
He said, "Hey, shut up."
But hear this, ready? We're talking
Yeah.
about like buying or subscribing to Gears. Hear this. What happens
Buying.
if they do? And I know people. What happens if they do this? If
It's
you
not going to
get
happen,
Gears-
Jez.
If you get Gears 5 in Game Pass, you get all the multiplayer maps. But if you don't, you have to pay for the season pass.
You know what? I have both. I'm buying it and I have Game Pass. I'm good. I'm covered.
I see them doing that.
At that point, I just got a game.
So if you Game Pass it, you get all the maps. You get all the season pass is included with your Game Pass subscription. If you get
That's
it through
smart.
Game Pass, But if you buy the game, which Sumo said, maybe $100, you'll get to play it early, but then you'll have to buy the season pass to get all the stuff, like the maps and stuff.
Nah, man.
I'm thinking they might have a differentiation with Game Pass.
Look, regardless, Gears is a game I want to support because I enjoy that game. I enjoy the multiplayer a lot.
I just got screwed with the season pass on Gears 4, so I'm not in the mood
that
for buying
sucks.
season pass.
I don't know what the fuck I spent
the shit out of me with that one because I
Gears
bought it to
4,
play
actually?
3 days early, and then all the maps were free, and then they were just like old maps and new maps.
So you have the season pass for Gears 4?
Yeah, that means I
now,
can host.
now we can use all the maps. You host the game, and we got access to all the maps, bro.
I'm the fool.
See, you didn't waste your money.
I did.
No, you didn't. Now you can host.
Mark, you're the first person in 4 years to ask me to host one of those maps.
There you go. Hey, let's put your money to good use, bro.
Thank you.
Let's go.
3 years later,
Let's go. Hey, Gears stream coming
for
soon.
private match that
Jez
nobody
is
plays in Gears. Who plays private matches? Everybody plays online.
Gears stream, Jez is hosting. We're gonna use all his maps.
Oh,
I got asked to host.
We can have a Planet Xbox stream where me and Merc just straight up Merc you and Smooth.
That won't happen. The problem is, here's the problem. Matter of fact, I would love to do some shit like that because here's the thing.
Let's do it.
Here's the thing. You trying to catch a 2v2 right now?
I don't think I can. I don't think you two. I don't think you two can beat me. I don't think you guys can beat me.
You lost a Bond.
Here, no, I let Bond win. That's what I'm doing. I let Bond win. I let Bond win.
You have no chance.
If you're on my team, you just plant the grenade. You go grenade, plant all the shit, and hide. And then I'll go out with my
here's the thing.
You know what? Hey, I got a better one. We pick up Frog. You throw Addict on with Smooth, and now we play through round 3. Let's go.
That's not fair.
We can do free for all. It doesn't matter.
We can't do free for all here.
You ain't gonna kill me. Not even one.
No. Here's the thing.
Smooth, they want to just beat you with the high frames.
That's true because I am gonna be playing on my PC.
No. We gonna cap it. You gotta cap it at 60. You gotta cap it at 60. You gotta cap it. You gotta cap it.
Stream it. I will show that I have my frame limiter at 60.
All right, no, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do to keep beat.
He's gonna be so angry
to keep things interesting.
He can do 120.
To keep things interesting.
I start to flutter at that low frame.
all right, go ahead, Smooth.
To keep things interesting, right? No, this is what we do. I would. No, it'll be Merc, Meds, and Addict, and then me, Frog, and Jez. No, you guys gotta take Addict because no. Because here's the thing.
Addict doesn't even play Gears.
That's what I'm on my team for.
But because it's like Jez and Addict don't get Jez and Addict don't get along. So if I have to take Addict on my team, then Addict has to be on the opposite team. And the thing is, I can take. I see Frog has
Jez can at least get kills.
Frog has a hidden skill. Frog has a hidden skill in Gears, and I think we have a better advantage. We'll take better advantage of that. So, whereas Merc, y'all playing on PC, so that's already an advantage. So,
and I'm using my mouse and keyboard.
He's gonna put his
I don't know about playing Gears with mouse and keyboard. I don't really.
I know you don't like it, but that's how I like it.
That game does not translate for keyboard and mouse, though.
I disagree.
I may play it from my PS4 controller just to keep it interesting.
For the mouse.
Either way, I'm looking forward to this. Honestly,
let's get it blocked.
Let's not be all talk and let's actually set this up and do it.
When are we doing this?
I'm down.
Let's go.
Smooth. Let's do it. Yo,
hey,
chat.
You guys think Addict's gonna play Gears? He hates Gears.
He hates it, but he'll play it.
He will not.
Heavy G.
Heavy
G wants to play.
Hey, he's gonna have to practice for like 2 weeks beforehand.
That's the control.
No, he won't.
Yo, Frog.
Look, day one.
We got the same.
This controller is badass.
Smooth will mop.
The elite controller. There's only one.
Ooh, Jez, throw it away.
I use this to get
the rubber's still on. I still got the condoms on. I'm still working.
If Addict don't want to show up, I got my guy Lunker right there. That's my guy right there.
No.
Is he like 130 frames too? 160 frame guy?
He's just an everyday person.
Hey, that's okay. We'll pick up Visions.
No.
We can't bring Vision.
Vision plays that game.
I want to see Merc with his frame limit at 60 frames and his twitching. He'd be twitching like this.
Hey, my eyes will flutter like that.
It's 60 frames. I gotta play 120. with G Sync and Z Sync and S Sync. What the fuck they got?
Hey,
I don't think I've ever.
You guys see this?
Sync.
This is what I did
That look
playing
nice.
Sekiro. I bruised this controller up.
is that the one you broke?
It's not the one I broke. The Elite one is the one I broke. The white Elite.
That's
That's
a beautiful controller.
Headphones that were ripped in half.
You know what,
Hold
though?
on, I got a question.
I'm really looking forward to an Xbox One controller revamp for next
Did
gen.
you ever beat the game?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I got it.
Smooth beat it.
I just- I ended up putting it down because I started playing like Days Gone. I was playing other games in my backlog. I think I'll get around to it. I don't know if I like it as much as I like the Souls games, but I'll get around to it. I
It's
will.
better than the Souls games. I prefer Sekiro and Bloodborne over any of the Souls games. I think Dark Souls is garbage.
Oh my god!
Did you think Sekiro was better than Bloodborne?
No.
Graphically, it's amazing and it has like a relevant story. But Bloodborne, I like Bloodborne.
Wait, did you
better.
play Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, I thought it was ass.
What?
Yes.
Let's move
Oh
on.
my
I don't play any of these. I know.
I love Dark Souls
Time.
3, man.
Hey, Smooth, they're saying Activision owes you 2 controllers and a headset.
Smooth made mad money on those streams. Good.
Wait, Smooth. Did the devs like ever respond to you when you're like this? Look at this shit.
All the uploads I sent like 10 of my streams to them.
That giant. You sent
Yo,
them like.
Jazz,
Look,
they sent him a DM. It contained 2 words. They were get good.
oh no, he'll block you for that. He'll block
good.
you. He was blocking everybody for saying get good.
All I know is my wife accidentally stumbled on your streams, and she was like, "Wait, is that Kiss Move?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "This is some funny crap," and she was watching you like rage out. She was like, "This crap is funny." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He's playing a pretty hard game." She was like, "Isn't that the game you have?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not playing it yet. I'm playing something else." She was like, "Man, this is funny." And I mean, that's something she just watches the clowns to laugh.
Devs
So
said that.
Yo, I was watching that stream when the alarm went off.
Oh man, that was I was like, how did the alarm go off?
I was like, what is going on? Yo, I lost it. I lost it uncontrollably when I was watching that. I'm not gonna lie.
That was freaking horrible.
Somebody should pay him to stream Ninja Gaiden.
That may be this year's YouTube most
I think it
funniest
was
moment. I
crazy
ain't gonna lie.
when Smooth like cracked his headphone like with one hand. He just grabbed it. I was like, I turned away. I
I
was
like
like,
that moment because I felt bad. I'm like, damn, that cost probably like 150.
he just snapped it in half. He's like,
Them Astro 50s took Them Astro 50s took a dump.
I was like, you should put your earbuds. He's like, he grabbed this thing. He's like, crunch. The thing is snapped in half. He threw it. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was taking the headphones off and my hat off at the same time, like ripping. Like,
What you had? What did you bring? Astros? Your Astros?
Smashed them. No, I think the Plantronics. Those things.
Playtron, but they didn't break. I just kept disabled. They just kept popping off. But
yes, because they're modular. They're like
Yeah.
kid smooth approved. Like
they are.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Listen
what's
to me.
hilarious is that
Bro, you
for
need
dramatic
these, bro.
effect, when he's
These
like
are the ones that
ripping
need
them off
smooth.
his head.
See, but the thing is, if I have those, they would actually break. The Playtronics, they're literally kid smooth proof though. Like they're rage proof.
modular.
That's
They're
awesome.
rage proof. Yeah.
This move
Yeah,
clowned me because I bought
Drugs
these
come on.
old Xbox One headsets for like really dirt cheap. Only reason I bought these is I don't play with headsets that much because I got to be aware of my surroundings. I can't do headsets like that. I got a surround sound, and that's enough. Me and headsets, if somebody walks in behind and start playing, I might pull the piece. Look, I might pull the, as they say, pull the strap out on them. I can't do that.
Like,
Yo, why did that look like that gun from Call of Duty? That special
pulling up like 50 cents.
One-shot
With a
gun.
strap.
No,
With a
this is the
strap.
smaller version of the Harley Quinn.
Whoa, put that away.
Yo, do you walk around the house with that thing?
Oh no, I got them all around the house. That's just one.
Holy shit! It's like next to his box of cereal and shit.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Yo, Smooth.
What's up?
What you got anything else for us, man?
I want you to get demonetized showing
We're
guns.
back.
on-
Well, yeah, I want to say something though about. I think we went through all about the guy saying about because I didn't get a chance to do a grind my gears, but I wanted to just say something about the guy saying about the console's niche. This is a thing that I have a problem with both Sony and Nintendo and Xbox saying these things about the consoles. It's like you're gonna start talking about the next generation consoles. Don't say stupid shit like that. Like, because you go, they're niche. It's not that, we want to play people everywhere. And then come out there with a $500 box and expect people to, like, buy it. Just don't say stupid shit. I know you're talking to investors, but you can't be like, they're niche or, you know what, we go everywhere. Like, you're at the end of a generation starting a next generation. Like, don't say stupid shit like that.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry.
What's somebody saying? I just somebody saying something stupid.
Uh-oh, the mixer crowd?
Some loser.
So anyway, about that thing. But yeah, I'm just like, just saying stupid shit like that. Like, come on. You can't be saying like stuff like that right at the end of a generation. And you want to know what? They'd say this every generation, though. The streaming now, 2013, it was the end of a console generation because of Angry Birds and iPads and tablets. They're like, nobody's going to be playing on consoles anymore. Like, I put some photos. You go search on, like, just search for 2013 end of consoles. Before the generation started, they're like, consoles are done. Like, everybody wants Angry Birds. Everybody wants.
I remember that.
It's all done.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it again now with the streaming stuff. Like, they for some reason, they just want this group of people that are out there, this potential, and they think that people that barrier of entry is, and the same thing for Kinect. That's the same thing. Like Kinect and motion controls. The controller was the barrier of entry. We'll get more people to play if we remove the controller. People use their arms and legs and all that other shit, and then we'll get more people to play games. They've been trying to get this casual market for decades.
You know what's funny? I can imagine Jez thinking about like every time somebody explains like the 2 billion gamers. It's like it's a room, right? You got the head of Microsoft, the head of Sony, the head of Nintendo, and then this guy's like, there are 2 billion gamers. You need to, and then everybody getting all excited, right? So everybody's coming out and telling the world how they're gonna reach out to gamers, right? And they're showing all these different type of fucking games. And Jazz is getting fucking mad. Like,
I'm getting mad. Whoever said this 2 billion gamers, I always find out. I got to kick him in the face. I want to punch him.
He was like,
get this shit out of here.
He was like, who is this guy? He was like, he's fucking.
It's fucking not gonna work. Stop shitting in my cereal.
Hey man, I'm ready for next gen. That's
funny though. That's crazy though. Somebody tells
I want to get all these consoles and throw them in the trash and let's get some ready.
It's funny though. I'm sorry though. It's like there's 2 billion gamers. Get rid of exclusives and make every game inclusive.
Oh my god. I can't. I tried everything.
Last of Us 2 and Gears 5. I'm ready to move on.
Really. These investors, like, it's a business, and the business shit is creeping into so much stuff now. It's ridiculous.
You know what, man? But these companies are always going to try. Like, they're always going to try. There's always going to.
They're going to try.
But the truth is that the casual gamer, they're not looking at articles and stuff like that. How we are.
We vote with our wallets. They'll put it on phones. They'll try the streaming. They'll try all this stuff. And when people are not buying it and doing it, then they'll just come right back home to the console people because that's what happened this generation. Remember? That's why there was smart glass because tablets were the thing. Everybody had tablets. Now nobody gives a fuck about
You know what the streaming market's for? I think the streaming market's not for our generation.
No, it's for
I think it's for the next
for the kids that were born in 2013.
As Tony Soprano says, what about the kids? What about the kids?
Yeah, it's for all those kids, bro, that like you see them all with iPads now. Yeah. Like that is the toy.
You want to know what is Mark? It has to do with that instant gratification. Like that, I think that YouTube thing is gonna work. Like if you click on the game and start playing it, because I'll tell you from my son and stuff like that, like we come out of the movie theater, he goes, Dad, when's this movie gonna be on your phone? And I'm like, we just left the movie theater like next year, like in 6 months. Like he's like instantly wants to watch it again. Like this instant gratification, instant videos, instant games, instant stuff. I do see that they'll pull those people in, but I just think like the people that are playing the mobile now, I think those people, I think maybe the younger generations. That's why they're talking future, man. Like 5-10 years from now. But
I think closer to 10. I think closer to 10.
Yeah, I think because the infrastructure has to be there. Because Comcast and the mobile game, all they're gonna have the data caps. Who knows if they have extra money for streaming games? Who the hell knows? Like, there's a lot of factors that could affect the streaming because there's a lot more hands in the kitchen. There's all data.
I guess time will tell.
It is. Time's gonna tell.
We'll see if they can really bring in the internet into areas that really don't have the potential to have it. And I think that's going to be the biggest factor too. We have to rebuild our infrastructure here as far as our internet's concerned because it's really trash. We really do have to rebuild, and I think that's something we have to, focus on. And will we get taxed for it? Of course we will. But then there's other things they're going to say that are bigger than that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, so we gotta, you gotta pick and choose your battles. By the way, my gun was not loaded. I don't keep this. Just for everybody, I don't keep that one loaded. I have one that's loaded, but it's always sitting in a place that's safe. I don't keep any of my weapons in my house unloaded because I do have children. They're not young, but I don't want any accidental discharges. I'm very responsible with my weapons. So only one I keep loaded is one that's in a spot. It's for house protection. So. Just to let anybody know, because I don't want anybody to say, "Hey, man, Frog's waving." No, I don't do that. I'm very, very responsible with my weapons. But
hey, bro, anybody got something to say, they could kick rocks. Honestly,
no, I'm just letting them know because I don't want anybody who's like, "Oh man, this guy's a little," because nobody knows other than me. But I'm very, very responsible with my firearms. I'm not that kind of guy. But
and the last thing I want to say, sorry, Frog.
No, I'm sorry. No,
the last thing I want to say with the streaming stuff. I do think that if they could show things that will benefit gamers, like maybe I think Google was showing some of those things, like you could just jump into a game save from somewhere. If they add new features with the power of streaming, the ability to stream and add some cool things that we could do with our games that we can't do now, I think that's another way of getting us to adopt streaming as a way to go. Like if they're like, hey, you could just download the save or do this, or pause a game, and I don't know, I'm just thinking crazy things because Google did show some things where streaming does allow you to control, you maybe control somebody else's game or something like that. If they add features of streaming, then it'll be cool. I definitely think it's something to try.
You know what, Jez? On that statement, all I'm going to say is price is going to be the key factor to
that's a big one too.
Yeah, price is the driving factor to everything.
If it comes in at the right price, you're going to have people in there. If it comes in too high, people are going to say no. It needs to be something.
Price and content, yeah.
It needs to be something similar to a Netflix or an Amazon yearly subscription to really get people interested in that. You have to really be able to sell people because price is everything. You can sell somebody. What were they saying? I think Sony and Microsoft both said it. The average consumer may buy three games a year. So they may buy their Call of Duty and their Madden and their that one game that's kind of out there, whatever. But it's kind of that's not a lot of money when you're thinking about it. If you're only buying I buy way more than 3 games a year. But if you're talking about the casual person may buy a Madden, a 2K, and a Call of Duty, you're like, damn, so you really got to be able to sell these people these games. You're not going to be able to sell a game for $6 if you can stream, but you might be able to sell them a service with games in it and say, I think that's going to be the pricing factor. $10 a month you can stream it, which I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more than that. But who knows with Google? Google has money. We'll see. We'll have to see when these services come out.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how they're going to pitch it and the price, just like Frog said.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, it's time to get out of here. I think we went 32 minutes over the time that I said we would be out.
Indeed.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We had I think we peaked at just over 100 people watching at this hour, so which is pretty cool. So hit that like button, so to reflect that many of you actually did show up. And otherwise, we will see you same time next week. Also, I will be doing a E3 live stream as always, like we did last year and the year before that. So tune in for that. Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Anybody's got any outro you guys want to say before I hit the log out?
Yeah, me personally, before we go, just want to say thanks to everybody that came out. And also, if you're into MMA or boxing, come check out the Fight Culture podcast hosted by me and Jay Fonzarelli every Monday on the Fight Culture channel.
Fight Culture.
That's some good stuff.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you know where I am, Jez7780, what grinds my gears.
Yeah, Frog's Dreams. Just happy to be here. Hey, I was gonna tell you, you guys need to get King David on there, man. Like, I would love to see
culture.
him.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Oh man, I would love to see, man, because man, you guys, y'all together, man. Oh my gosh, man, I love the conversation.
If you want to come and talk with us, you can come anytime.
I would love to join in and talk, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So
yeah,
right,
Dude,
but
you don't talk wrestling because you don't talk wrestling.
No,
women's boxing right now is looking nice, and I'm gonna tell you, Mike Tyson had a statement to these new boxers, and Mike Tyson's statement was kind of interesting. I don't know if you caught that. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, let's talk about it after the show.
We'll talk more about it. Yeah, after the show.
Yeah, Merc 05. You guys know how to find me. For the first time in a long time, I don't got something football related, so I'll be at home dropping bodies and gears this weekend. So anybody that want to get dropped, hit me up. You already know how to find me.
All right, Jez.
I already said mine.
Oh. All right, guys. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out. Peace.
Peace.